Good morning. So, I want to talk a little bit about the law of attraction. This is some thoughts that have been going through my mind in the last couple of days about how the law of attraction works. So, basically, we know how it works. Whatever you're vibing out is what the universe is getting back to you. So, whatever you are feeling that you're worthy of, underlining, underlying, the universe is representing that back to you, and this works. It's only makes sense, right? Because whatever you believe that you are deserving of is what you see in the world presented to you, even though everything that is in the universe is all around you at all times, and all options are constantly and consistently open and unfolding in everything. The rich man sees riches around him, and the poor man sees poorness around him. So it really is your perspective and your point of view and what you're expecting to see, because whatever your vibration is, if you were as a child, brought up in a poor family, and that's what you see all around you, or the poor people, you're not expecting to see all the opportunities. They'll just go right over your head. So you basically see what you expect to see according to whatever your vibration is. And this is a cycle. So you get stuck into these cycles. Or if you were abused as a child, then that's what you think that you're worthy of. And you will seek out and find subconsciously a um, relationships that put you in the same situation. That's why so many people go through their entire life in the same cycle, or in the same, you see people that were raised poor. They're stuck in that they're stuck there for life. Or people that were raised rich, seemingly with no effort, they fall into the same kind of layer uh, that they were raised in. And and it comes easy to them and naturally for them. And this is with any kind of any of the sections of our life. There's so many different branches to the tree of life, with relationships, abundance, um, how smart we believe we are. It really is for anything in life. And so the way that the law of attraction works is that whatever we're vibing out, which is whatever our vibration point is, the vibration point that we are attracting from. We're also emitting this vibration, but we're also attracting the same things back to us. You're not in alignment for anything else. You can't, if you are at this vibrational point, the people that are at a different vibrational point will not be attracted to you, will not come into your life just inherently, and you will not feel worthy of going into their life. So it will be, there is it makes sense in the world. And when we start understanding the law of attraction, we start requesting to change. That's the first step, is just being aware and start asking for a change, and start paying attention to ourselves, and start paying attention to where, these are things that are so far within us. These belief systems that we've been believing and been conditioned in since our earliest childhood. We were born into them. Sometimes it's generations before us. They're like cycles, and in order to break the cycle, you have to, first of all, it's like you have to stick a stick in the spokes. You have to somehow find a loose thread and unravel it. And once you start unraveling it, then the thread pulls more thread, pulls more thread, pulls more thread. But it's the hardest thing to find that first thread, because you don't even know where your mind is stuck. You can see that you're stuck because of the outcome in your life, because in the physical world, you're getting a reflection back of where your belief system is. In the physical world, the physical world is always reflecting back to you the place that in which you are in all of the different aspects of life. So some people have, certain aspects of their life completely figured out, like in relationships come really easy, or speaking with people comes easy, and other aspects of their life are completely, in shambles. And it's really funny, just a side note on that. is how wherever we are suffering, it could be somebody that's suffering with overweight. The people that don't have the suffering from overweight, they just can't get that perception. And it's like that with anything. It's like that with monetary value. It's like that with the successes. It's like that with any kind of place that humans get stuck, that people get stuck. And because we have this consciousness, we can perceive it. We're like the only animal that can really perceive these things and bring them into concept, bring them into like an archetype. Um, so that's just kind of a side note on it. Um, so as we start learning this law of attraction and we start becoming aware of it and we start asking. And what I would really like to suggest in this place is to ask outwardly. Go to a place where you're by yourself, where nobody else is there, and put your requests into words. You'll be surprised how by putting it into words, it really brings it down into a pinpoint. It really brings it down to specifics for you, because a lot of times our wants are these big cloud and we don't realize when you have to put them into words, you have to narrow it into a a, a coherent line of thought. And then you are also bringing it into yourself more exactly. You're able to pinpoint exactly what it is when you put it into words. You'll be surprised that how sometimes it is difficult to articulate exactly what it is that you want once you start putting it into words. But once you do, it has power. And not only that, that is the beginning of manifestation. That is the simplest form of manifestation. Taking thoughts and putting them into verbal words, you're also emitting that vibration out into the world. You are putting out into the world what it is that you want. And also for yourself, you're vibrating that out. And so once we start understanding the powers in manifesting and how we're responsible, and how, and it's not a place where you have to get harsh on yourself. Oh, everything in my world I have manifested, which is true, but it is a place of also empowerment where you can understand it, and understand, also have compassion with yourself, because these are things that we have been programmed with. We are like sponges. Our minds are like sponges. We come into the world a clean slate, and then we're conditioned by people in society that all have good intentions, but we're conditioned in a way. And as we go through life, we see we get to even we get even to my age of 47, and you realize that our parents, when they were in their 20s and in their 30s, they didn't have it all figured out, and they were conditioning us the best that they could. And so you start seeing that there is no one way, there is no one answer for all. And that we can take charge of our own lives and then be in the driver's seat of our own life. But once you start realizing that it is the vibration, and you start requesting, so for instance, you might start requesting that you want to be able to say your opinions more clearly. You want to be able to speak out. You want better relationships in your life. You want more money in your life. You want more. You want to be able to travel more in your life. And then you start noticing, and then a lot of times when the manifestations start coming into your life, they come in a way that you don't recognize them. They come in a way that is kind of the opposite of what you're asking for. So if you're asking to be more opinionated and be able to stand for your own and stand up for yourself, all of a sudden you'll start seeing more and more places where you are put down, where you aren't able to voice your opinion, or you feel like you can't voice your opinion. And really what it is first of all, those places were always there. Otherwise there wouldn't be that yearning within you. So those places were always there, but it's only now that you are aware of them. And not only, and a lot of times the universe will bring you harsher and harsher situations until you wake up and you realize that that is your manifestation coming into realization. Because your manifestation will come in the back door. A lot of times it comes in a way that it will present itself in a way to allow you to stand up for your own, to overcome your weaknesses. Because in order to manifest that, you have to come into the mindset and the vibrational match to it. So you have to come into a vibrational match with, I am worthy of saying my opinion. I am worthy of putting my foot down. And so the universe will give you opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to stand up and to realize on your own. Because the only way that you can get, let's say, the ability to be more opinionated is if you stand up and you seize the opportunity. So the opportunity will come into your life and it will feel uncomfortable and it will feel like I'm getting more of the opposite of what I want. It feels like I'm getting, I want to be more opinionated, but I'm getting more places where I feel like where my opinion is being put down. But this is actually the way that the universe is manifesting it for you. Because in order for you to feel worthy, you have to stand up and take that worthiness. You have to seize those opportunities. Otherwise, if it's not something that you have earned, then you don't feel worthy and you don't feel like it's yours. It's just like when you get monetary value or like abundance in your life. If the abundance, there's many ways of receiving abundance, and it's not all one way. Sometimes abundance just comes into your life from the side, but when you want to feel the satisfaction, let's say, of being successful and providing and bringing abundance into your world, there's a certain satisfaction in that is way further beyond just having means, way further beyond, it's the knowing that I am capable and worthy and able and I'm doing it on my own, and I am successful. All of that is like the taste of life. It like gives you the life experience. And in order to get that, you have to earn that. You can't have somebody come in and throw $1 million in your bank account and get the satisfaction of, I have earned this and I'm successful and I am worthy. So if what you're going for is the feeling of I am worthy and I am successful and I am um, abundant and I know how to attract these things into my life and achieve things, and the worthiness, then it will come in a way that you have it. I'm not saying that it has to be difficult. It can be very easy. Typically, when it comes in such abundance, it is because you are in your natural place. It's like the video I did yesterday about following your nose. When you follow your nose, it leads you to where you naturally be and where you naturally need to be, and in your natural place and state of being. And when you are in your natural place and state of being, like the flower that you are, when you are being a full expression of who you are, there's a place for that in the universe, and the universe rewards you for it. So, and I truly, truly, truly believe that with everything in me. It also, when you are in your true place, you shine, because when you are in your place, you are a powerful being, because there is no other that can be in that place, and you know exactly how to do it because it's in you from nature. Whereas if you're trying to shove yourself into a place that you think with your mind is, oh, this place would be a good place for me to put myself, and then you're trying to prove yourself in that point. When you're in your true self, you don't have to prove anything because you're already in your nature. It comes to you just as complete naturally. And so really what I wanted, the point that I really wanted to make in this, and we went kind of circle around in a few different points, is about the law of attraction, how the law of attraction sometimes brings you exactly what you want, but it brings it for you wrapped up in a really crappy, wrapping. Sometimes and many times it'll come in as an opportunity. It'll come in at feeling the exact opposite of what you really want in your life, but what it is doing is presenting you with an opportunity time after time after time after time to stand up and manifest what it is that you want. And I can give an example of this in my life. It's like with my alcoholism. Before my alcoholism, I was, insecure in many ways. I had successes and I was talented and I did a lot of things, and there were a lot of things that I was proud of. Our whole being is made up of so many facets. There's so many different aspects to us that it isn't all engulfing. There are certain parts that we are extremely successful in. There's other places, other areas that we are, we have so many archetypes flowing through us. And in some of the archetypes, we're embracing the powers, and some of them we're in the shadows, hiding from the strengths of them because we don't know how to embrace those strengths or allow those strengths to flow through us or stand up in your own. It's like, let's say, standing up for your opinion or or even knowing what your opinion is. A lot of times we're so far conditioned by society and other people's beliefs and what we think we should be, that we're not even in touch with our own beliefs. Um, or we don't stand up for ourselves, or a big one that was for me, and I know that a lot of people deal with, is not being able to say no. Somebody comes and puts you in a situation, asks you for can you come and do this, can you go and do that, and the inability to say no, and then you get in all these predicaments that you don't really want to be in and that you don't feel right in. And so there's an opportunity every time to just say no. No, I don't really want to do that. You don't have to make up excuses. You don't have to make up a story. You don't have to say, no, I'm busy with this or I'm busy with that. It can just be, no, I don't feel like it's right for me. And it's like fake it till you make it, because the first time that you say it, it's going to be super uncomfortable. It's going to be like, and there might even be a silence after it because nobody's expecting you to just say bluntly those words, but you just sit in silence and you see how it comes easier and easier and easier. And when you do that, people accept it. And the ones that don't accept it from you, you don't need them in your life anyway. It's kind of like it's an automatic siphon, siphoning. It's like an automatic. It's like a good system to see who really is in your life, and is accepting of you and allowing you to be who you are, who's in your life for what they can get from you. So a lot of times your life will just empty out of really quick of people that during this spiritual awakening. First of all, you bypass a lot of people, and also you start having like this. It's like a sieve. It's like a filter, and you start filtering out people. And after, at first it may be scary, there's people leaving your life, but then you realize, well, the people that are leaving my life didn't need to be in my life. They're not in alignment with my new true self, or with my true self. So a lot of times, the when we are manifesting things, the opportunities are coming to us, and they are coming to us unrecognizable. They're coming to us in a way of pain, and allowing us to get in there and stand up for, you know, they're allowing us to self realize our what we want to manifest in our life. So opportunity after opportunity after opportunity will come and present itself. And when you start noticing it, and it's just like monetary opportunity, um, um, there are always options all around. Is somebody who is resilient is going to see those options. Somebody who is in a mindset of, oh, there's opportunities in the world always presenting themselves to me from every single direction. Their eyes are going to be open. They're going to be like, okay, where's the next opportunity coming from? Whereas somebody who feels like life doesn't have any options for me and nothing ever goes my way, they're kind of in this sleepy way, and they just don't see the opportunities as they're flowing through their life. And these opportunities are everywhere. We are all connected to the same network. So as we're going through the spiritual awakening and we're learning how manifesting works, just pay attention. Pay attention. The universe is constantly presenting you with opportunities for your growth. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sum this up here. And I really appreciate all of the viewers and everybody who watches this and everybody who writes in. I love reading the comments.